Welcome back, and thank you for being here. Your continued support, your time, and your commitment to personal growth mean the world. Every listen, every share, every moment you invest in these chapters is helping create real change. Not just for you, but for everyone seeking better habits. In this chapter, we're going to unlock a powerful secret: how to make your habits so attractive, so irresistible, that you naturally stick with them. Whether you're new here or following along chapter by chapter, I truly appreciate you. So, take a deep breath, settle in, and let's dive into chapter 8, how to make a habit irresistible. In the 1940s, a Dutch scientist named Nico Tinbergen made a fascinating discovery about animal behavior. He studied herring gulls, the gray and white birds often seen flying along the coast. These birds have a red dot on their beaks. Tinbergen noticed that baby chicks would instinctively peck at this red spot when they were hungry. Curious, he created fake beaks, just cardboard with a red dot, and showed them to the chicks. Surprisingly, they still pecked at the dot as if it were their real mother. Even more interesting, when he made the red dot larger, the chicks pecked even more eagerly. Eventually, he added multiple red dots, and the chicks went wild, pecking with even more excitement. These fake beaks triggered their instincts more than the real thing. This type of exaggerated trigger is known as a supernormal stimulus, a stronger, more intense version of something natural that leads to an even bigger response. Other animals reacted similarly. Tinbergen found that greylag geese would roll anything round back into their nests: billiard balls, light bulbs, even volleyballs, just because it looked like a giant egg. These animals were following built-in rules. When they saw a bigger version of something familiar, their instincts kicked into overdrive. Just like birds and geese, humans are drawn to supernormal stimuli. Let's take food as an example. Thousands of years ago, foods rich in sugar, salt, and fat were rare, so our ancestors valued them highly. Today, these foods are everywhere: crisps, chocolate, fast food, and they're engineered to taste amazing. The food industry spends millions creating perfect flavors. From the crunch of crisps to the fizz in your soda, every detail is carefully designed. They even focus on how the food feels in your mouth. This is called oral sensation. Think of French fries. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, irresistible. Many foods also offer dynamic contrast, a mix of sensations like creamy and crunchy. Imagine gooey cheese on a crispy pizza crust or an Oreo with its soft filling and crisp shell. These contrasts keep our brains excited and make us want more. This all leads to what scientists call the bliss point, the ideal mix of flavor, texture, and satisfaction that keeps us coming back for more. The more attractive something is, the more likely it is to become a habit. From food to social media, from online shopping to television, our world is filled with supernormal stimuli. These experiences are more concentrated, more stimulating, and harder to resist than anything our ancestors knew. Anticipation over fulfillment. So, what's really driving all of this? It comes down to one key chemical: dopamine. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a brain chemical that helps control desire and motivation. In the 1950s, researchers discovered that when rats couldn't produce dopamine, they lost all motivation. They wouldn't eat, drink, or even move. Eventually, they died. Later studies showed that while the rats still liked sugary treats, they no longer wanted them. This showed that dopamine wasn't just about pleasure, it was about craving and motivation. And here's the twist. Dopamine spikes not when you get the reward, but when you expect it. Gamblers feel a rush just before placing a bet, not just after winning. Smokers crave the cigarette when they see the pack. That anticipation is what drives the action. The bigger the anticipation, the bigger the dopamine spike. This is why the promise of a reward, even more than the reward itself, gets us to act. The brain has much more space dedicated to wanting things than to liking them. Areas like the brain stem, the nucleus accumbens, and the prefrontal cortex are heavily involved in craving. But the parts of the brain that handle pleasure, the hedonic hotspots, are tiny in comparison. What does this mean? It means that desire wanting is what drives most of our actions. We don't do things just because we enjoy them. We do them because we expect them to feel good. This is why understanding how to make habits attractive is so important. If we can increase the desire for good habits, we can make those behaviors easier to repeat. One way to make habits more attractive is through a strategy called temptation bundling. Let's take an example. Ronan Byrne, a university student from Dublin, loved Netflix but knew he needed to exercise more. So, he rigged his exercise bike to only play Netflix if he pedaled fast enough. If he slowed down, the show paused. Brilliant, right? He bundled something he wanted to do, watch Netflix, with something he needed to do, exercise. Temptation bundling works like this. You pair a habit you need to do with a habit you want to do. It makes the required habit more appealing. Businesses use this all the time. Take ABC's "Thank God It's Thursday" campaign. They promoted their TV shows alongside wine and popcorn. The message was simple: relax, enjoy, and tune in. People began to associate Thursday evenings with comfort and entertainment, making it a weekly habit. You can apply this too. Want to watch football but need to make sales calls? Tell yourself, after I call 3 clients, I can check ESPN. Want to check social media but need to exercise? Say, after I do 10 squats, I can scroll Instagram. Want to read gossip magazines but need to clean your inbox? Combine them. Only read while sorting emails. This principle is based on something called Premack's principle. It means a behavior you enjoy can motivate one you don't enjoy. Even better, combine this with habit stacking. Here's a simple formula. First, after current habit, I will habit I need. Second, after habit I need, I will habit I want. For example, after I make my morning coffee, I'll write 1 line in my gratitude journal. After that, I'll read the news. The key is to make good habits feel more appealing, and temptation bundling is a simple, powerful tool to do that. Let's recap what we've learned from this chapter. The second law of behavior change is, make it attractive. Attractive habits are more likely to stick. Dopamine drives behavior, not through pleasure, but through anticipation. You can increase motivation by bundling what you want with what you need. Use temptation bundling and habit stacking to engineer habits that feel irresistible. When you connect good behaviors with enjoyable rewards, they become something you want to do, not just something you should do. Thank you so much for staying with me through Chapter 8 of Atomic Habits. Remember, the secret to lasting change isn't about being perfect. It's about making small, smart shifts that stick. Today, you've learned how to make your habits more attractive, more rewarding, and harder to resist. And that, my friend, is how real transformation begins. If you're truly serious about changing your life for the better, not someday, but starting today, then this journey through Atomic Habits is for you. Each chapter holds a powerful lesson, a new tool, a fresh mindset that brings you one step closer to the person you want to become. So don't stop here. Keep the momentum going. Watch the next chapter, and the next, and allow these timeless lessons to reshape the way you think, act, and live. Your future self is already thanking you. If you found this valuable, please give it a like, share it with someone who's ready for change, and subscribe so you don't miss the next chapter. Let's keep building better habits, together, one chapter at a time. See you in Chapter 9. And until then, keep evolving.